saved countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my God.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated...
In the ever-evolving saga of prehistoric creatures resurrected through the marvels of modern science, Jurassic World Rebirth marks a pivotal moment, a cinematic venture that aims not only to continue the legacy of the Jurassic franchise, but also to redefine it for a new generation. With its title suggesting both a continuation and a fresh start, Rebirth is exactly what longtime fans have been anticipating. A revitalization of the original themes combined with contemporary storytelling and a new approach to the chaos that inevitably unfolds when mankind dares to tamper with nature. From the ashes of the previous trilogy's events, where dinosaur liberation changed the ecosystem of the planet forever, this new chapter takes root in a world that has begun to normalize the coexistence of humans and dinosaurs, albeit tenuously and uneasily. The title itself is symbolic. Rebirth suggests renewal, evolution, and the unpredictable consequences of second chances. And within that concept lies the central theme of the film: what happens when nature is given not just another chance to thrive, but another chance to correct the errors of man. Set several years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the storyline of Rebirth takes a reflective tone as it examines the aftermath of the chaos unleashed when dinosaurs were no longer confined to isolated parks and sanctuaries. With ecosystems slowly adapting to the presence of these prehistoric predators and herbivores, humanity has entered a strange phase of cohabitation, filled with fear, fascination, and scientific curiosity. Cities have adapted with new technologies and infrastructures to keep dinosaurs at bay. Governments across the globe have formed task forces to monitor the population and behavior of these creatures. Meanwhile, black market activities related to dinosaur cloning and DNA trading continue to thrive, sparking new threats to both human safety and ethical science. In this environment of tentative balance, a new corporation, more enigmatic and ambitious than InGen or Biosyn ever were, emerges as the driving force behind a global initiative to create controlled dinosaur preserves, where science, commerce, and public spectacle intersect. Their PR campaigns market these preserves as nature reserves, emphasizing education and coexistence. But beneath the surface lies a darker agenda, one that involves genetic manipulation beyond anything previously attempted. At the center of the story is a young but brilliant paleogeneticist named Dr. Eliana Wu, a descendant of the infamous Dr. Henry Wu, who has been seeking redemption for her family name. Unlike her predecessors, Eliana is deeply philosophical about the implications of reviving extinct species. Haunted by her family's legacy and determined not to repeat their mistakes, she becomes both a reluctant participant and an invaluable asset in the corporation's new project, one that promises to create a sustainable habitat for both dinosaurs and humans using cutting-edge biotechnological advancements. But as Eliana soon discovers, the board of directors has authorized experiments that combine dinosaur DNA with traits from modern apex predators and other ancient species previously thought too dangerous to replicate. These hybrid experiments are being conducted in secret on an island dubbed Ark Zero, a location shrouded in secrecy and known only to a select few. Its purpose is to incubate a new breed of intelligent, behaviorally complex dinosaurs that could be used for purposes ranging from military defense to environmental control. While Eliana battles with her conscience, a secondary narrative follows Owen Grady, who, after the events of Dominion, has chosen a life of seclusion. Retired from active involvement in dinosaur conservation, Owen now resides in a remote wilderness zone where he lives off the grid, still looking after a few remaining raptors he rescued. His bond with these creatures remains strong, especially with a second-generation descendant of Blue named Luna, a raptor with unprecedented emotional intelligence and loyalty. Owen's peace is disrupted when he is approached by Kayla Watts, the rogue pilot and smuggler from the previous installment, who brings alarming news of the corporation's clandestine operations. A drone footage leak reveals strange new creatures behaving unlike any dinosaur ever recorded, pack hunting at night using coordinated strategies, mimicking sounds, and even displaying rudimentary problem-solving skills. The footage suggests these creatures are not only unnatural hybrids, but also far more dangerous than anything humanity has faced so far. As Eliana continues her work inside Ark Zero, she begins to see firsthand the consequences of the genetic experiments. One of the newly created species, codenamed Chimera Rex, displays a blend of Tyrannosaurus ferocity, raptor intelligence, and the sensory prowess of modern big cats. It can camouflage itself like a chameleon and emit vibrations that disrupt electronic surveillance systems. Another, the Venator Strix, is a nocturnal flyer with a wingspan of over 20 feet and an acute echolocation system, allowing it to hunt in pitch darkness. As these predators grow more intelligent and aggressive, containment protocols start to fail. Eliana realizes that the corporate leaders have lost control and are now trying to cover up the incidents by eliminating whistleblowers and disposing of evidence. Trapped between loyalty to science and a moral imperative to prevent catastrophe, Eliana reaches out to Kayla and Owen for help, setting into motion a covert operation to expose the truth and shut down Ark Zero before the hybrids are released, accidentally or intentionally, into the global ecosystem. Meanwhile, the public is unaware of the imminent threat. News outlets report minor incidents of rogue dinosaur encounters, attributing them to remnants of previous migrations. But beneath the surface, a whistleblower network of former Biosyn and InGen scientists starts to build momentum. Among them is Dr. Ian Malcolm, who, despite retiring from public life, reemerges with urgent warnings about the dangers of unchecked experimentation and the arrogance of those who claim to control life itself. He delivers a chilling monologue in a secret underground forum, predicting that the new hybrids could trigger not just extinction events, but also a collapse of global order. Malcolm's involvement brings an air of urgency and philosophical gravitas to the mission, as he collaborates with Eliana and Owen to devise a plan that not only shuts down Ark Zero, but also reveals the corporation's true intentions to the world. The third act of the film is a high-stakes infiltration of Ark Zero, with Eliana guiding Owen, Kayla, and a small team of rogue scientists through the labyrinthine corridors of the facility, which is both high-tech and hauntingly primal. The setting becomes a character in itself, a fusion of metal and jungle, where nature has begun to reclaim its territory even within the walls of synthetic order. The hybrids, sensing the fear and chaos among the humans, begin to assert dominance over the facility. One by one, security systems fail, and the carefully engineered ecosystems within Ark Zero devolve into hunting grounds. The film reaches its climactic tension when Chimera Rex escapes into the wild, its predatory instincts honed by lab conditions, but now unleashed in a real-world environment. What follows is a suspenseful pursuit through the island's terrain, with Owen relying on Luna's instincts and Eliana's understanding of genetic behavior to survive the onslaught. The final confrontation between man and monster is not just a physical battle, but a symbolic reckoning. Eliana must decide whether to use a prototype bioweapon developed to neutralize the hybrid's DNA, a weapon that could potentially wipe out all dinosaurs again, not just the hybrids. This ethical dilemma becomes the soul of the film. In the Yarway's end, she chooses a different path, using a targeted pheromonal system that Luna helps activate to lure the hybrids into a containment zone, where they are sealed off permanently. The decision preserves the sanctity of life while averting catastrophe, and the film closes on a reflective note about the consequences of ambition, the resilience of nature, and the possibility of true coexistence when respect replaces domination. Jurassic World Rebirth succeeds in not only delivering the thrilling action sequences and jaw-dropping visuals expected of the franchise, but also elevates the narrative with deeper moral and philosophical questions. The characters are more grounded, the stakes feel immediate, and the monsters, while terrifying, are treated not merely as antagonists, but as victims of human hubris. The emotional depth of the bond between Owen and Luna offers a counterbalance to the chaos, providing moments of tenderness and mutual understanding that highlight the potential for cross-species empathy. Meanwhile, Eliana's arc from reluctant scientist to ethical leader anchors the narrative with a compelling blend of intellect, vulnerability, and conviction. Through her journey, the film explores the dangers of legacy and the courage it takes to redefine one's place in a world built on the mistakes of the past. Visually, Rebirth leans heavily into a tone that merges organic wonder with creeping dread. The cinematography oscillates between sweeping shots of lush, reclaimed landscapes and claustrophobic interiors of labs where cold fluorescence battles with encroaching vines and shadows. The score, blending orchestral themes with synthetic motifs, reflects the duality of nature and technology constantly at war. There's a particular scene where a hybrid breaks through the wall of its enclosure under the light of a blood-red eclipse, and it captures the film's aesthetic perfectly. Beautiful, terrifying, and mythic.